When Mediterranean food, wood-fired food, and comfort food come together, the results are big flavors and bold creations. That's what you'll find at an upscale but approachable suburban restaurant named 29 Rustic Mediterranean in Sudbury, Massachusetts, where Chef Jordan Mackey, along with his wife and partner Reanna Mackey, give a hometown feel to a global menu.
Rustic Mediterranean is a concept that I came up with, wanting to have an opportunity with my own restaurant to cook the food that I like to eat. And the Western Mediterranean provides a lot of great comfort food that I keep going back to. Great pastas and pizzas and salads and traditional dishes from Spain and France and a little Moroccan. You know, there are things that you eat once or twice in your life and you remember them, but there's things that you keep going back to because they kind of warm your heart, they warm your soul, and that's really what we wanted the food to be about here.
Mostly we just wanted to do something that when you walk in, it's very cozy and warm. You almost feel like you're walking in somebody's house. It's not pretentious, and it just has really good food. I mean, I'm biased, but they're all delicious.
Yep, delicious indeed. There are wood-grilled shishito peppers with cilantro pesto, homemade sweet potato ravioli smothered with slow-braised short ribs, goat cheese, and pecans, perfectly smoky and seasoned grilled vegetables, ultra-fresh salads, even a Spanish-style southern fried chicken sandwich for lunch, and an Israeli-style shakshuka for weekend brunch. But every meal here should start with a Mediterranean sampler or meze platter.
The meze platter is how you start a meal, mainly in Greece. Our meze plate brings some really great flavors in there with some cheeses and some marinated vegetables and a little hummus and the pita bread that we bake in our wood oven every day, and it's just something that's fast. People sit down, we get the meze platter on the table, and they're nibbling, they're drinking some wine, and then they can just kick back.
As you watch the action in the open kitchen, grab a piece of crusty bread, and have another cocktail from the bar, you can peruse the menu and figure out which direction you'd like to go. So the classic French bistro staple of mussels and fries might be of interest, especially with a little Spanish flair thrown in with saffron, tomato, and fennel in the broth. And you should definitely consider ordering the signature Medi salad.
I explain it like it's Greek salad on steroids.
The Medi salad we really engineered to be the best entree salad that you could have. So we really laid in a lot of effort into the dressing, into the components that go into the salad. And it's got about 11 things in it, but it's very, very satisfying.
Another dish that's full of delicious components is the zarzuela, a Spanish seafood stew full of mussels, shrimp, haddock, and chorizo, served with some grilled bread for mopping up all the mouth-watering sauce. And then there's the slow-simmered pork shoulder sugo, served over fresh string-cut spaghetti, basically Italian comfort food redefined.
A pork shoulder sugo is one of my favorite things to eat. It's kind of bolognese-esque, you know, in its heartiness, but it's made with slow braised pork shoulder for a very long time, caramelized vegetables, wine, lots and lots of layers of flavor, and for me, it's one of the most comforting things that you can eat.
You know, you have spaghetti and meatballs your whole life. You grew up with it. Everybody does, right? But this is just a really different take on it. With the pork and then the ricotta, it's just perfect.
And the perfect dish for carnivores is the wood-grilled Brant beef ribeye.
You gotta have a great steak. Ribeye is one of my favorite cuts. We layer on this Spanish-style chorizo butter. We cook up chorizo until the fats get all crispy and smoky. We add in some onions and some fresh herbs. Fantastic.
So whether you're in the mood for Spanish, French, or Italian, something indulgent or something on the lighter side, you're going to enjoy it 29 times over.
Our main concern when our customers come to the restaurant, we don't want them to necessarily remember the service that they had or remember the meal that they ate, but remember the experience and how they feel when they're here. And I want them to share with others and not say, hey, I went to 29 and I had this great pork shoulder sugo with this spaghetti and it was like amazing, or this great pizza or this great steak. I want them to say, I had a great time when I went to 29. I went with friends and we sat around the table and we swapped stories and the food was great. We just want them to have a great time.
Very mellow, very inviting, very homey, and you're always going to find one of your friends or someone you know here. Somewhere you can go over and over again, you can bring your kids and feel comfortable, they can make a mess, and you can just visit again and again and again.